I think he's going to probably look at Kintree Severance because that's a card that you
Yeah.
can likely play as a good 4-mana removal spell. It's very flexible, and it'll always make it. Whereas if you take something like a Windcrag Siege, like if you're not Mardu, you just can't play the card, especially because you want to play your first pick spell.
Yeah, it's Windcrag Siege isn't the be-all, end-all. You know, you don't miss not picking that as much as you would like a Hollow Merc Siege or something.
Yeah.
But that would be snapped up
I
here.
will say the Sieges are not nearly as broken as they were in the original
Yeah,
Concept
no.
Arcade block.
Yo, that was
Those were
crazy.
absolutely absurd, and these have definitely been dialed down a little bit.
Yeah. Ooh, War Effort. Okay, so a Mardu Devotee, Sipsig Appraiser,
Ooh.
nice.
And there's a
Okay.
Piercing Exhale, which we know he likes on top of that as well. There's a Nomad Outpost, but I think might be leaning towards some of the value-oriented cards here. So we're looking at Sipsig Appraiser and Piercing Exhale, both really, really solid cards. And, you know, he had some success drafting Abzan previously, so certainly no reason to necessarily move away from that. Oh, but actually taking the Tri-land here. So this is a really good mana fixer. Now, the Kintree Severance, even if you are in it's a card that's still a really good removal spell in Mardu. You don't have to be Abzan. You can just play it as a 4-mana card and just gives you really good fixing.
Yeah. Hybrid Mana is a sweet way to include the multicolor spells. Knockout Maneuver, that's excellent as well.
Yeah, great removal spell. Can certainly take it here. It's the card that stands out.
Marshal the Lost.
Yeah, Marshal the Lost, also a fine option. And if you take Marshal the Lost, it doesn't put you into that third color immediately. Although Knockout Maneuver is just such a powerful removal spell. I think Atron...
How many times did it save his butt in the last rounds?
Especially with those lifelink cards. He has a Revenant too. Ooh, but actually staying the course here. Avoiding green. Maybe thinking, you know what? Maybe everybody else is going to like to draft green. Maybe I want to sidestep that and do something else. Famously at Pro Tour Geneva, the win that he won, I remember there was a consensus color that was, you know, considered bad by most, and because everybody thought it was bad, Hron forced that color and ended up winning the entire Pro Tour.
I love it. We've seen a couple players do that. You know, all the excellent drafters, limited players, they all know when the pod doesn't want a specific color. They get rewarded because all of the other pools are so diluted. Sultai Monument picked up here.
Okay, very flexible card. The only thing is, you know, he's got some black-white cards here, so the Monument might not be ideal here unless you try to move into the 4 colors, because the Monuments are good, but if you can't actually sacrifice the Monuments, they lose a lot of their effectiveness.
Okay.
A lot of formation breakers here. Does look like some Abzan color combination could be something that's available here, although he still hasn't taken any green cards. We'll probably just avoid it entirely. There's
100 Battle Veteran, sweet.
Yeah, Hardened Battle, that the veteran is nice, but actually, you know, one thing that we've seen from Hron, especially in the first 2 drafts, is there are oftentimes cards that look powerful, but they're expensive. He almost always takes the cheaper card. Okay, Abzan's got to be open, right?
Yeah, it's looking like it. Feral Death Gorge is a nice pickup. We got Stalwart Successor. Hello.
Yeah, Stalwart Successor this late. You know, this is a signpost uncommon. It's definitely very powerful if you have a lot of +1/+1 counter synergies. When you see it this late, you have to think, okay, the person passing it to me is not interested in this at all, so I'm going to take this and see if it's available.
I wonder if all of the top 8 had a similar experience where everyone just drafted Abzan in their pods, and then they're like, I don't want to be in those colors.
Yeah,
Blossoming Sands.
You can, if he takes it, you can ask. You can ask for it there.
I'll ask him for it. I doubt he's taking it.
Yeah, but Blossoming Sands an excellent pickup here. We are looking to be in the Abzan colors potentially, and this gives him the added mana fixing here to settle in nicely. Might be looking at a black-white deck splash green. Could just be all 3 colors. You never know, but solid start here for Hron. Just trying to read the signals, figuring out what his lane should be. Oh, and yes. Sage of the Fang there as well.
3 good options here.
Yeah, and if you're an Abzan, the Sage is just exactly where you want to be, especially after taking that Stalwart here. So, yep, you know, this is just drafting, figuring out what's open, and moving into what you want to be. It feels like the person passing to Hron is probably not in green. Maybe Jeskai would be something that you could see, or possibly even Mardu. Not seeing a lot of blue, though, so I would be guessing Jeskai.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate a worthy cost in this deck, considering some of the renew stuff that you're seeing, but Desperate Measures also a sweet pickup.
Yeah.
Extra cards.
Worthy Cost is an okay removal spell, but I think it really shines in Mardu when you can sacrifice the mobilized tokens. Hey, we saw the Battle Priest do some work before. I wonder if you want to take that or to Synchronize Charge. Ooh, okay. Going with that instead. We've actually seen that do some work, and if you are looking to lean into the counters deck, you want to have a nice mana curve, and then you have the Synchronized Charge and be a little more aggressive.
Yeah. Worthy Cost pickup here. So things looking pretty good so far for Michael Hron.
Yeah. Started the draft with a really, really nice bomb level rare in the Karsi Revenant.
Yep.
Definitely want to be black. And then we'll, I mean,
Merry Christmas.
if you're getting a reputable merchant last pick, I'm not saying the card's fantastic by any stretch, but look, if you're getting it last, it's pretty clear that that clan is available.
Yeah, so far, so good. I would say that was a successful pack 1 here for Michael.
Yeah, it's a reasonable pack. Now, notice that basically everything that he took is a 3-drop, so definitely need to shore up the other parts of the mana curve here, namely, especially in the counter stack, unlike the 4 or 5 color dragon control soup decks where you offer 2 mana, you often are just playing counter spells and removal spells. I feel like the Abzan deck actually wants to play to the board a little more. Yeah. So you do want to pick up some 2 mana creatures, maybe some Abzan Devotees, cards of that nature, Einok Wayfarer, cards like that, definitely just to make sure that you can curve out smoothly so that you can put counters on your creatures.
Yeah. What's the best 1-drop for the Abzan deck?
The Sniper, the Death Touch Sniper.
Yeah, Sniper or the Descendant of Storms, perhaps?
The Descendant of, if you're going to, usually if white is a base color, if you're going to be a white-black, that's pretty good. But I just feel like, in general, the Sniper is just probably the best 1-mana creature in the format.
So good with all the fight spells as well.
Yeah, with Piercing Exhale, absolutely. Now, Hron did pass some good green removal spells. Remember, we saw him take,
maneuver?
Knockout Maneuver. We saw him take the Nomad Outpost over the Piercing Exhale as well. So we'll see if that puts the person that he passed to into green, and then if that happens, then maybe pack 2 won't be as good. But it's really important the more important thing is to identify what's open from the right side, because that person who's passing to you in packs 1 and pack 3, whereas in pack 2, it's only 1 pack, right? So it's far, far more important. Don't worry too much about what you're passing. Focus on what you're getting passed, because if you can identify the right colors, then in pack 3, you'll reap the rewards.
Anafenza. Oh, I want to just pick that up. This is a pretty good pack here.
Yeah, but this is an easy Anafenza here.
Anafenza.
Hey, is Hron just going to go rare, rare, rare again?
Sure, why not?
Why not? Yeah, Anafenza. We saw how impressive this card can be. Absolutely going to be taking this over the Nomad Outpost. Now, if that was a
Exhale,
now if that was a Sandstep Citadel, that would be a little more interesting, right? Because that would be all 3 colors. But Anafenza, excellent pickup here for Hron.
Yeah, that's awesome. More counters, more bodies, such a versatile card.
And he doesn't have enough 3-drops, so it's pretty important to make sure he shores up that part of the mana curve.
If you ever clicked on his deck list during an MTG draft, it would just be like, da-da-da-da-da-da-boom.
Yeah, if there's ever a deck that doesn't maybe need Champion of Doosan, it might be this one, right? Just because you already have so many things.
I hope we don't see that in this deck.
All right, so Sultai Devotee, hey, that's a 2-drop. Probably going to be looking to take it. He does need the 2. Oh, never mind. Wait, hey, you know what? Green open.
Yep.
Probably. But of course, with the play boosters, it could have been a double rare pack.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Man, Warden of the Grove is fantastic. I know he's looking at the Opulent Palace for mana fixing, but you simply just do not pass bomb level rares like the Warden of the Grove. This card is great. Wow.
Get it.
Warden of the Grove, Anafenza, and Karsi Revenant.
That's disgusting. Oof. Yeah, I mean, well, there you go. This is Abzan.
There you go.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
This is very open.
Bomb rare in every one of the colors. Now, he does want to, of course, lean heavier into black because the Karsi Revenant's double black, but he'll figure it out.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah, take some lands, take some Evolving Wilds,
some fixing.
Take some Devotees, you'll be good. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Premium Removal Spell. Hey, that's a 2-mana card if you need. Oh,
and the Karen.
Yeah. Oh. Wait, is that?
That's Revival Ancestors.
Oh, my
That's the Abzan Saga.
This pack is ridiculous.
This deck is building itself, Paul.
You know what I was saying? I was like, oh, maybe he might get cut off in pack 2. Maybe he just gets the hookups in pack 2 and just gets everything. Revival of the Ancestors is insane, but Mike also needs early plays.
Yeah.
This is a closer pick than it looks, because I know everybody wants to slam that rare right away, and it could just be the pick, but it is something that you need to consider.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a 4-drop, so at least not another 3-drop.
It is a different pick in the mana curve. It's a bomb rare. It's very, very good, but Mike definitely knows right now. He's like, all that's going through his mind right now is like, I need 2 drops. I need 2 drops.
There's a couple 2-drops in this pack.
Yeah, a couple of 2-drops, and And I don't think you're going to take the Blade. I think he just needs to take a 2-mana creature here.
Alchemist Apprentice, decent body, puts counters on stuff.
Yeah, with the lifelink as well, because he wants something that can help him survive. The Devotee also helps with that, but he doesn't know. He knows that he's going to be base black. That's the color he's going to have the most sources for. Yeah. So I like taking the black creature there because he doesn't know if he's black, white, splash, green, or black, green, splash, white.
Yeah. Everything so far seems pretty even. between the colors.
Yeah, he's heavy. Oh,
Ooh,
okay.
Christmas. More Christmas.
He's going to take that Jungle Hollow unless there's a good 2-mana card.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There's a Wayfarer, but that is a really good 2-mana card.
Yeah.
But yep, this is the responsible pick here.
Disciplined.
Got a black-white land, and now you picked up your second land for your deck. Hron has plenty of power, likely going to have plenty of playables as well. So I do like the Jungle Hollow pickup here.
Man, he's going to have so many cuts to make at the end of this if it keeps going this way.
I mean, Pack 2 has been incredible.
Yeah.
If you can get the hookups in Pack 3 as well, he will be looking really nice here for the top 8.
He's like, yeah, I need a busted deck. We need to kill my opponents quick. Strategic Betrayal. Decent sideboard card.
Okay, all right.
Second Resolve too.
All right, now the Absent cards do seem to be drying up just a little bit here. We saw him play the Lancer. It's a fine card. You know, 4 mana for a 3/3, but you don't have a whole lot to do with the tokens. He might just take this as a 2-mana play.
Yeah.
It's also an excellent sideboard card. Like if you play against a Sultai Renew deck and, you know, let's say they play a Lotus Light Dancers or something and you just cast this thing.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
that's backbreaking.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that against the graveyard-based deck.
It's another 3-drop.
Nice.
Oh,
Kitty.
I think he's just going to take the Kitty here.
Yeah, Undergrowth Leopard.
It's just a 2-mana play, and he kind of needs them.
Yeah.
But Champion of Doosan does work well with all the counter synergies that the Absent deck's looking to do. So he could also consider that. The Nurturer also lets you survive.
Yeah, he's got one of them.
Okay. And he really likes the Nurturer.
Yeah, he's like, you know, I got a little too close to 0 a
Yeah.
couple times, so let's not do that again.
Right. Probably just go, you know what, the Leopard's just so replaceable. I'd much rather have Devotees in my deck. Let's go that way. And there is a Devotee. And he's certainly going to take that over the second Synchronized Charge, I feel.
Just another Sultai Devotee.
Yeah, I mean, this would be a second 2-mana play, so probably wants that.
Yeah.
Although if he thinks he's black-white based, then it's less good. But I think you just take this and just kind of see what happens. Absent Devotee would be far better just because you know you're black.
Oh, there's another Alchemist Assistant.
That's another solid 2-mana play. Okay. I mean, these are the types of cards that he wants to get late just to round out his deck, give him some decent early game so that he can get to kind of the more powerful bomb rare portion of his mana curve. Well, that's a late Tawny back. That is great. Oh, and he got a late Devotee. So, hey, those are the 2 drops he needed. So now I'm sure he's feeling pretty good about taking the Kintree Nurturer there over the cat. And now we have 3 2-mana plays?
Yeah. Sultai Devotee, also Death Touch, great with the fight spells.
Yeah, so
the bite spells in the format.
So if Hron can pick up some bite spells in Pack 3, they will go very, very well. Piercing Exhale, namely, would be a really, really nice addition here. Now, notice he's not getting a ton of +1/+1 counter payoff type cards. He's just getting decent cards for the mana curve. So, you know, if you can get maybe more stalwarts in Pack 3, because it did seem open from that direction, you know, that's the type of stuff that Hron's going to be looking for here.
Yeah, not a bad sideboard card there.
Yeah.
Draco Genesis.
Don't rare draft here. Come on. Nobody's going to take that. Come on, Hron.
He's smiling.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's shaking his head. Oh, come on.
I would.
It's like that would go straight into my dragon deck.
Yes.
Yeah.
That card is so good.
Yeah. Anyways, Pack 2 started off incredibly here for Hron.
Yeah, kind of dried up.
3 rares in a row.
But that is excellent. And a 4th rare, actually.
Yeah, so he got 3 rares in a row and a bunch of 2-mana cards that also go into his deck. So very, very solid pack. Probably would still like to pick up some more removal. He's actually kind of light on removal. Just has a bunch of really good creatures. And so in Pack 3, if you see Caustic Exhale, Piercing Exhale, cards of that nature, he's going to be prioritizing that very, very highly. But yeah, solid curve now. 4 2-mana plays.
Yeah.
Infinite 3-mana plays.
Good lord.
Look at that. and has room for a couple of top-end cards if he needs, right?
Yeah, you got to think about, like, what do you start cutting now? Like, what's... Okay, obviously the off-color cards, but...
Right.
Geez.
And so you're going to see, you know, if he sees a good land to take, he's probably just going to take it over a reasonable playable card, especially if that playable card is just a random 3-mana card for his deck. But, you know, kind of we're looking for removal spells. Obviously, bombs are always welcome, and then just more good mana fixing, I think.
So far, so good. Things are looking groovy here for Michael Hron. An awesome-looking list thus far. And very curious to see what the players next to him are drafting.
Yeah. The only thing I would be afraid of here is because this deck looks like it's pretty well suited against aggressive decks. You have 4 life-linking creatures you can play. The only issue with the Absent deck is if you try to play against a Sultai or Teamer deck that wants to go over the top, that could be the concern where they're the ones playing all the Dragon Storms, buying it back, all that stuff. So Hron does need to put together a deck that can put enough pressure to make it so that he can kind of kill people before they play all their card draw spells.
Alrighty, here we go.
All right, are we going to go 3 for 3 on rares here?
Beitor.
Ugin.
Velothar. Something cooler than what he's already drafted, I guess I should specify. Alrighty. What we got?
Pack number 3.
Man, draft is so cool. Monkey?
Okay.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah,
it's a consideration.
Yeah. Oh, okay. There's a black, white. Oh, Piercing Exhale. I think he's just going to take that. Oh, there's also the Detainment. Yeah, Detainment is kind of hard removal. He does have 2 Death Touch creatures, which goes really well with Piercing Exhale, and it's an instant speed card. I don't think you need the Outpost because it's just a black-white tap. He doesn't need red mana. So I feel like he's going to be looking at the removal spells here.
Yeah.
Either the Detainment or the Exhale. Now, the Detainment is
yet another 3-drop.
Much more. It is a 3-drop, but it's far more. Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Color us shocked.
Hron must have 17 playables or something at this point, and is just probably going, you know what? Like, I just want to make sure I can cast my spells.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So
and hey, look, if he gets a random red bomb, he has 2 Nomad Outposts now.
He does, yeah. Random red bomb, go. Tersa. Good way to get things in the bin.
Yeah.
Dragon Bird's Relic. Oh, Absent Devotee.
Okay, I think he's. Oh, Death Begets Life.
I want that
He doesn't have
bad.
He doesn't have the mana for that, and
he's got Sultai Devotee.
Yeah, but he's got Kintree Severance, which is a really good removal spell.
Fine.
And probably plays more into what he wants. He's Absent.
Yeah,
this is a 3-mana
I know.
exile removal spell. I think he's going to take it here,
good, yeah.
but he does have to be mindful that he is passing Death Begets Life, which is incredible. I wonder, look, he's even considering it here, but this seems to be the safer, more solid pick here.
Yeah. Early instant speed removal. You know, by the time your opponent gets to Death Begets Life, you hope that they're dead.
Especially if you're Absent. This card, he needed a removal, and this is a great removal spell for his deck.
Absolutely.
Okay, Whale of War. Valleycar Snakeskin Veil if you want to protect. Hey, if you took a Nomad Outpost that high, you better believe he's going to take this Jungle Hollow. Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. So what's it now, about
4 lands? Two Nomad Outposts and 2 Jungle Hollows.
And a Blossoming Sands.
Oh, 5 lands. Yeah. All right. His mana looking excellent. And a couple of Sultai Devotees as well.
Yeah. What was the monument he picked up? Was it just...
no,
he's a Sultai one as well, right? He's got a monument.
I think he took a Sultai one, but of course he's probably not even going to play it, to be honest.
Doubt it.
Hey, that would be a reason to take the Death Begets All too, by the way.
Okay, Channel Dragonfire, Sarkin, Unburied Earthcarver. I quite like that card.
Ooh, okay.
Hello.
Another good removal spell.
And Dragon's Prey.
Yeah, I mean,
Schnitzels.
With all the mana fixing that he's taken, we're going to take another 3-mana bomb rare, I think. Felithar is really, really nice. Look at this thing. When this, by the way, how does this work with the Golgari uncommon? Do you put 2 counters on everything, or?
Yeah, you would. If a counter would be put on a creature,
put an extra one.
Put an extra one, yeah.
Oh my
That's
goodness!
Disgusting.
Right, and hey, with all the lands that Hron took, right, setting himself up to be able to cast the Felithar better on curve. So this is all playing out very, very nicely here for Hron here. Ooh, and hey, he has room for a top-end card here. Mardu Monument is probably not something you're interested in, unless he took some red card I don't know about. I think you actually can afford to play one expensive card. So I think the Rakshasa is a pretty solid card to play into your deck. I wouldn't.
There's a menacing 5/5 that kills the thing.
It kills a small thing, and it pumps one of your creatures when it enters the battlefield. Wow. Is he just going to play that card as a mana fixer? He does have 2 Nomad Outposts as well.
Jeez.
Maybe you just play this as a way to just get some tokens into play? Okay, wow.
Just reading Flamehold Grappler, being
I'm going to say Jeskai I'm going to just say that the person passing to him is not in Jeskai now.
Yeah, Subsig Appraise is also in the pack, so.
Yeah. So at this point, you probably just take one of these cards for the sideboard here. There's the Leopard and the Reclamation, and I think the Leopard is generally just better. So probably going to take that here.
Cat's a good filler. It's an excellent target for some renew counters too, just because it is vigilant.
Right. Can we get some good cards? Glacierwood Siege, not particularly good.
That's a good one. There's 2 good ones.
Well, yeah, one of them can't play, though, because it's a Sultai card.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yes,
Yeah,
the carrier is
But this one is
one is great.
This one is nice if you're doing
Host
the counters thing.
Hereafter.
Hron's probably reading that card for the first time because he's
Yeah.
only done a handful of drafts. But if you're the Abzan counter decks,
Yeah, I get to let 2 counters on it when it enters.
Host-
If
yeah.
the other one's out, then you get another one.
This is just a 4-mana 4/4. Basically, it's kind of
Move
like
counters around.
it's like a modular card.
Yeah,
So when this thing dies,
it's like an Ozolith.
right? When this thing dies, you just put 2 counters on something else.
Mm-hmm. Oh, locks it on Battle Priest.
Yeah, Battle Priest. Hey, now with all the counter stuff, and you
Get
can
it,
kind of use an
get it,
expensive
get it.
card.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised if he takes the Battle Priest, unless he's not a big fan of it here. He's getting to it. He already has a Leopard. So
Please. I'm like trying to.
okay. Oh.
No, another kitty.
It's
Oh
just
my.
Mana curve. Mana
Man,
curve.
I wanted that elephant so
He must
bad.
he must not like the elephant very much. Yeah.
He did play it, and I think it betrayed him when it couldn't put a counter on itself, honestly.
Oh right. He was
Yeah.
like, from that moment forward, I vowed to never play that card in my deck again.
Yep. Feral Death Gorge is neat. You get a counter on a thing, and
Yeah.
it's also just a big body that exiles something, right, when it enters?
Yeah, it's actually not the worst sideboard card here. And I wouldn't really want to play Bloodfell Caves in my deck just because I can sacrifice Mardu Monument. Probably not where you want to be.
Okay.
Okay, hey, the
Envoy's not
Envoy
bad.
is totally fine card here. You're going to have a bunch of counters, and oftentimes that thing's just going to be a 4-mana 4/3
Draw
enter the
card?
battlefield draw card.
Do like cards that replace themselves.
Oh,
Okay. That's the
Okay.
second one he's picked up?
yeah, that is the second one. I bet Hron just has a million playable cards here.
Yeah.
Given the cards that he's taking, it looks like he's taking cards that could potentially be good in the sideboard and going about that direction. And Nightblade Brigade, good with the desperate measures.
Yeah, indeed. Unburied Earthcarver. I would snap that up. That's an excellent 2-drop.
Oh, taking the Lancer here. Hey, also good with the desperate.
It sure is.
He's making it work, or he's
Yeah.
trying to, maybe.
Man, you get to kill a thing that's being targeted, and
Alright.
Nash's Legacy is sick.
Yeah, but Reclamation is also a good
I think he's got one already.
sideboard card.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Legacy is cool. Indestructible.
Oh, last pick
And
Leopard
Death
too.
Touch, yeah.
Totally fine.
Neat.
So this last pack was decent, but not quite as good as I would have thought based on what we saw in pack 1. In fact, if anything, his pack 2 was better,
I think
right?
so,
with
yeah.
all the rares that he got. Now I think he still has a really solid deck, really good mana curve,
Yeah.
really good mana fixing, and can really play to the board really, really well.
Yeah.